folks, my name's Randy Schartiger and welcome to Quick Clip Tips. Say that 10 times fast. Do it! Well, welcome back again folks, and welcome back to the house that never sleeps. Today we're going to talk about down pressure on your guitar. Down pressure on your saddle and on your nuts. It's a must. It improves guitar sound tremendously. It makes a huge difference. What I'm talking about, what's he talking about? Well, here's what I'm talking about. Say if you have a really high saddle. This one is not high. This is a low saddle. It's not high at all. And the string comes up out of these holes. Let me get it where you can see it. The strings come up out of these holes and over the saddle, okay, and then onto the nut. The higher your saddle is, the more pressure that's going to be pressed down by the strings, because they're going to have to come up and over the saddle and then up to the nut, okay? See what I mean? Because of this, there's a lot more pressure being pressed down on the saddle. The vibrations of the strings are going to carry down into the wood much, much better. It's going to make all the difference in the world in the sound of your guitar. Well, how do you get a high saddle and keep your action low, you might wonder? Well, your neck angle has to be right to start with. If you run a straight edge down the neck, like I've showed you so many times before. Where are you, man? There you are. Run a straight edge down the neck, and the plane of that neck should be the same plane as the bridge. Now, I like to see about 20 or 30 thousandths difference, meaning the straight edge comes right over top of the bridge. It doesn't touch it, not the saddle, the bridge. It doesn't touch it, and you can get a 20 to 30 thousandths gap in there. That's what I like to see. That allows for any deflection you might have in the belly under string tension, and it allows for the saddle to be extremely high, and you can lower it down to get your action very low if that's the way you like it, and still have a very high saddle. If you haven't tried this on a guitar, try putting a high saddle in it, a really high one, even if it makes the action very hard to play. Try it and listen to how much better your guitar sounds. If you put a saddle in that's way higher than the one you have in it, I guarantee you're going to hear a difference. Same thing with the nut. The reason the whole headstock is angled back like that is to create down pressure on the nut right here. Now, a lot of high-end guitars, I've seen guys, and I've been hired by guys to change the keys and put in tuning machines with a very short, low-profile post. And that tuning post, being very low and short, forces you to wind that string down toward the headstock, the wood, as close as you can possibly get it down. And that creates more down pressure, and even a little bit makes a world of difference on the nut and the saddle. You know, you might ask yourself, what's the reason for slotted headstocks? You think that was by design? Slotted headstocks are not by design, folks. If you'll notice, slotted headstocks are on mainly on classical guitars and fingerstyle guitars, you know, that kind of guitars. Why? Well, because slotted headstocks allows you to crank the string right down past the surface of the wood, and in turn it puts more down pressure on the nut up here and makes a tremendous difference. That's why they make slotted headstock guitars. I would like to have a guitar that I could flat pick with a slotted headstock like that, where I could really get that down pressure on the nut and then put a big old high saddle in it. The thing would roar like a lion, I'm telling you. I know the usual thumbs down guys are going to thumbs this down, and I know one in particular that will. He always does. Every video I do, he thumbs it down. And go ahead and thumb this one down too. Get it over with. I got your view. That's all I care about, the view count. But anyways, that's a little bit of accurate info, solid information. You can go to some acoustic guitar builders websites that have been around a long time, like Gibson and Martin and Taylor, and read about the down pressure on their saddle and nuts. Go to some guitar that makes all slotted headstock guitars. I'm sure they probably would mention it. But that's the reason for slotted headstocks, and it's the reason you want as high a saddle as you can get in your guitar and maintain the low action. Quick clip tip. Did you say it 10 times quick? I can't do it. I can barely say it 1 time slow. Woo! The boogity bop. See you soon. Cheers.